Is Japan really a passport bro paradise?
Maybe need this.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Shibuya, Tokyo can be a paradise. Osaka can be a paradise as well. The same goes for Okinawa and other cities in Japan. I should know as I've had almost every Japanese visa known to man. It's a great country and Japanese girls are cool and all. In fact, Japanese people can do a lot of surprising things you wouldn't think they could do. By the end of the video, you'll have a different perspective of Japan. But welcome to Passport Man. I'm currently on an airplane to California. To the lovers of my Tokyo walk and talk live streams, don't worry, I'm coming back. I just need to handle some business in the States first. In the meantime, I'm going to cover this topic of whether or not Japan is actually a passport bro paradise. Let's get started. So first off, I want to say, in general, when it comes to traveling, it's not always sunny, it's sometimes dark. So is Japan fun? Yeah, we're walking in Tokyo. I happen to think so.
Japanese girl.
Actually, I think really fun is an understatement. But the question is it fun enough to make Japan a passport bro paradise? Well, that's a tricky question. There's a lot of questions involved. There's a lot of factors involved with that. Let's cover those factors. After that, we'll cover the fun. The biggest factor I'm thinking that could affect a lot of you is the language barrier. Out of over 200 countries in the world, Japan can never be mistaken as being fluent in English. Do they try? Of course. Of course they do. And you can even use Google Translator while you're getting around Japan, all of the cities included. Now, this isn't as big a factor depending how you look at it. Japanese people do embrace foreign culture. In fact, believe it or not, you can even see it in their language. A lot of the Japanese words are borrowed from foreign languages such as English, and you can actually read it. If you can read katakana, you can actually see that when you're going around the city. However, it doesn't always translate in real life interactions. So it depends on you. If you're okay with constant, how do I put this? Silent pauses while trying to figure out what each other person just said, or buckling down to learn the language for months at a time, or reaching down for Google Translator whenever this happens, then you might be okay with it. Really depends on the passport bro or digital nomad, or shall I say traveler involved. There's a lot of cool people that you won't be able to communicate with in Japan unless you can speak Japanese. For example, this girl that dances well, I saw her one day walking down the street and thought she was stylish. I started a conversation with her and it turned out she only speaks Japanese. 99% of the interactions in Japan will be like that. Between the gaijin hunters, between the Blasians, half black, half Asian, between the fine cuisine, and all in between. Alright guys, clearly I digressed. Japan being fun is definitely not an excuse to tell y'all the truth. There's a lot of parts outside the fun parts, such as looking for visas, such as issues making money, such as issues with taxes. I mean, the list goes on. As an American and a New Yorker living in Japan, and knowing my fellow expats living the same life, we still have to manage our former life that came before the Japan life. It could be managing your investments or your real estate back in the States. It could be keeping in touch with your friends, your family members, your loved ones. The biggest thing, however, is renewing your visas, applying for your visas, and or making money and hustling. But eventually there could be a breaking point. You're either visiting a country so much you might as well decide to live there, or you're renewing your foreign visas so often you might as well just continue visiting that country every year from your home country. Now, of course, there's other factors involved. Your future plans, your job, your health, your age, etc. How well you know the language is another one too. So there are foreigners every day leaving, going back to Canada, America, wherever their home country is. Sometimes they even mention it in the chat and the live streams I do around Shibuya, Shinjuku, etc. So why is that? I mean, the food is great here. The Japanese women are great here. The non-Japanese women living here are great here. It's safe here. The train systems are convenient. The culture is abundant, and Japanese is easy to learn, actually. Japanese is really easy to learn, especially the pronunciation. Think about it. So like, repeat after me. Ka, ki, ku, ke, ko, sha, shi, shu, she, sho. If you can say that, then you'll have no trouble pronouncing Japanese. Anyway, California happens to be a lot closer to Japan than New York is. Now, the problem is if you're a New Yorker like me and you don't love driving, you can't really get around as conveniently say New York or Tokyo. So you might as well stay put there, and California to Tokyo back and forth living in America, that might not be an option. Now, another reason why passport bros or foreigners, expats, digital nomads may stop living in Japan is the visa situation is a little bit complicated. Your money doesn't go as far. You can't make as much money in Japan as in some other countries, depending on what you're doing. I think another reason why passport bros are leaving Japan and going back to their countries is they misheard information on the internet. Now, leave a comment down below if you've heard that like teachers make six figures teaching English in Japan and Asia, etc. Or you've heard that you're going to make a ton of money if you start to learn coding, come in entry level to Japan or a foreign country and get a job that pays you a crazy amount of money, or that job's easy or gets you a visa easy. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not the notorious CGA all doom and gloom. I do believe there are various business sectors, including programming, including English, that you can make a ton of money in. In fact, I come from banking and I saw opportunity here, and I wouldn't be here if I didn't. I just don't want you to fall for the old okie doke, and I want you to be fully prepared for the good, the bad, and the ugly. And right here is probably where I should recommend to subscribe, because I'm definitely going to provide valuable information to you. Bottom line, there are YouTubers providing the truth, while other YouTubers are just hawking courses. You know, actually, it's funny. Sometimes I hear that programming is great or English teaching so great. You know, I really wonder, like, why spend so much time on YouTube talking about it? Why not just spend more time programming or teaching if you're making so much money and it's so great and you have so much free time doing this? The fact is, I know so many engineers who just got into the engineering career. And the engineers, I know what they're making. I know they're making 200,000 yen a month. I know they're making 300,000 yen a month. In US dollars, sometimes that's less than $2,000 a month. Do you really want to be making less than $2,000 a month after busting your butt, learning coding, learning how to program, learning engineering for a whole year and get a reduced income from your previous job? No, I didn't think so. A lot of them are not working from home. They're not working remotely. They're not digital nomads. They're commuting an hour into work. They're living outside of the city. The problems go on and on. And now the English teachers, don't get me started on the English teachers. I'll break it down real briefly to you. In Japan is not much different than the rest of Asia. You could teach at Eikaiwas, you could teach as an ALT, assistant language teacher. You can be a lead teacher at a private high school. They all have their own separate problems. Some of them you'll be so poor you'll be going through your savings every single month. Now, you can also teach online, and that may or may not get completely taken over by AI. Overall, both the engineering and the teaching are not bad options. I just want the passport fam, passport bros, and sisters respectively, collectively, to understand what's going on over here. And you know what? If I'm wrong about this, just let me know in the comments. Tell me I'm wrong, dislike the video, do whatever you want to do. I'm really curious. Let me know. Is it my imagination, or are these YouTubers and influencers sort of full of it a bit? I respect their motivation, they're ambitious, their business model, etc. But I believe you can make a ton of money while still being forthcoming at the same time. Now, I want to circle back. If a passport bro leaves Japan, or the Japanese girls or Korean girls or wherever he's leaving for California, New York, somewhere in America, Canada, wherever, is it really that hard to conceive? Despite the current, political issues or riots or whatever at the time may be. While different countries in the West may have their problems, there's no country on the planet that's actually a utopia. Nowhere's perfect. So here's what I say. Visit a foreign country or live in a foreign country because you're merely curious. That's what I did. Get your business right, your health right, your life right, your money right first. That way, when you come here, you're not taking a risk. And that goes for Colombia, Japan, anywhere in Asia, Philippines, Thailand, wherever floats your boat. And especially that goes for Japan, based on personal experience, I can say so. And along your journey, if you want to support a content creator, give them a super chat or a super thank, or you want to consult with that content creator to get tips on what to do, feel free to reach out to him. Me personally, apassportman@gmail.com, and I'll get you on that right track. It's no joke out here. It's real life out here. You got passport bros vanishing, travelers vanishing, even women vanishing. Let me tell you a story. And you can actually Google this one. So there was this girl that was held by the police in the jail, and she was unalived before she was able to get out of jail. And then, her parents were upset and came. And that was over here in Japan. I think she was from Sri Lanka. And of course, you guys have heard the stories about the passport bros in Colombia too. And me, myself, I get stopped by police more times than I can count. And if you get stopped by them, you got to know how to handle it. And that's one of many reasons you have to be subscribed to the right channels and be watching the right stuff and not just be watching the happy parts. There's good quality channels giving free information. You don't even have to sign up for consulting. I know there's a lot of folks' YouTube channels I'll bring up in another video that I personally follow myself. Anyway, I'm on this airplane recording this video, working on my jet lag, while you got babies crying and people coughing in the background. Soon I'll be back in the States, and the whole situation just motivated me to make this video for y'all. In the next video, we'll be covering passport bros and misconceptions and truths about Asian girls, especially Chinese girls. So stay tuned for that. Look out for the live streams this week. I believe it'll be today or tomorrow, depending on the time zone difference. And also, I'll be in Tokyo soon. So for those who love me, hug me with a welcome back. And for those who hate me, troll me in the chat. Anyway, we'll see y'all soon. You'll see Callie in the next video. We out of here. And comment down below.
Wow. I'm so
Shibuya